So we have the ACC, Big Ten, Pac-12 alliance.
The alliance,
now, which means absolutely jack shit because it's just an agreement with nothing on paper.
So, exactly. It's like a handshake deal.
It's posturing. It's all it is. They're just posturing, trying to maybe goad the SEC into, I don't know. I really don't know what they're doing, but I think it's weak. I think it's really weak. I don't think it progressed anything. I think the Big 12 guys are still hanging out there, and the longer they hang, the harder it's going to be. What do you think?
I would definitely agree with that because everybody keeps saying, like, the Pac-12 came out and said they're not adding any more teams. They're not interested in adding more teams. The ACC and the Big Ten hasn't officially said that as well. So I've seen something very interesting. I don't know if it's going to come to fruition. Everything I've read here, I read an article on Bleacher Report. I mean, Bleacher Report, you can take it for what it is. It's a pinch of salt. They in 2025, they forecasted what the Big 12 will look like in 2025. They have added BYU, Memphis, Cincinnati, and Houston. So they have broken it up and put it into an East and a West. And they have West Virginia in the East, with Memphis, Houston, and
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, yeah. And has everybody there in the East, and there's an East and a West. So the more I think about it, I don't like that one bit. But if it is what it is, and the ACC and the Big Ten don't do nothing in terms of adding anybody, I mean, this would be the best worst case scenario, I would call it.
Yeah, I mean, but is it a Power 5 conference?
That's my only thing. I mean, is it a Power 5?
Losing Oklahoma and Texas and adding BYU and Cincinnati, as much as I do like BYU and Cincinnati both, that doesn't make them a Power 5 conference.
No.
I mean, that's not an automatic bid if you're undefeated. I mean, that's not even an automatic bid if you're undefeated.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's even if you're undefeated, that's like a guaranteed New Year's Six bowl. And that's
it. I mean, I like the concept. I like BYU. BYU's been open about wanting to get into a bigger conference. And, as far as revenue streams and stuff, Cincinnati makes sense and BYU makes sense.
Memphis
makes sense. Houston, I don't even want to talk about Dana Holgerson anymore.
Well, I think that's because of the TV market is the main thing there.
Well, I mean, it does, but it does nothing for the football quality. Not one thing. I mean, nothing at all. You'd be better off adding like Central Florida or somebody like that. Mm-hmm. At least then you're going to be tapping the Florida market with a mid-market team that has good revenue.
Right.
I also heard, and whether this is true or not, I don't know, but they say that Gordon Gee is on the committee for FBS expansion. Do you know if that's true or not? For expanding the playoff.
I do believe that is correct. And what I did read an article is that he has come out and he's actually against playoff expansion.
Well, of course he is. I mean, of course he is. That's a big. They have to unanimously approve it, and now you have an odd man out.
Yep.
So he's actually in a very big position of power right there.
Yeah.
If they want to expand, they won't be able to because West Virginia won't allow them to.
And that might help West Virginia in the future. I mean, in terms of, they could say, Dr. Gee could be like, okay, ACC, okay, Big Ten,
okay, SEC.
Yeah, exactly. I got the vote. What do you want to do? Let us in? And I'll say yes.
And maybe that's why they're not sweating it so much, is because they know eventually it's going to come down to one man saying, okay, if you want this to happen, here's what you got to do for us.
He's the type of president and that would actually that would have the balls to do something like that too.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge power move. Would be a huge power move. So
yeah.